Hi guys, welcome back to the BMW Guy channel, and today we're going to do a buyer's guide for the E87 or E8X Series 1 Series. As you can see, this is the E87, it's a 5-door, with the E81 being a 3-door and the E82 being a convertible, and I think also the coupe comes into that one as well. This is the 120D Sport, it's the facelifted one, post 2007 with the problem N47 engine. The first 1 Series were introduced in 2004 as really the first rear-wheel drive performance hatchback. They came with 3 or 4 petrol engines to start off with, and diesel as well. You've got the 118, the 116, the 120s, and the diesel with the facelift cars was introduced with the 123 as well, which was just a twin turbo variant of this car, which is the 120. This car in particular, the 120, offers around 60 miles per gallon on a run, and between 40 and 50 around the town. With used prices now around £5,000 for a good one, these are definitely worth considering if you're looking for a practical hatchback from BMW. The M Sport editions benefit from the slightly stiffer suspension, bigger wheels, stiffer steering, and a nice 6-speed manual box, as well as a few little bumper upgrades here and behind. We've also got some interior upgrades as well, such as the M Sport badging, etc. This car in particular is my 93,000 mile edition, and yeah, it's been a fantastic car really. I'm going to go through a couple of the main issues that you need to watch out for when buying one of these. I think the most important is the N47 engine failure, which is quite an important thing to look out for. When you're looking to buy one, make sure that you have a test drive, and listen for any sort of rattle coming from the back of the engine, which is where the timing chain is located, and that was the main reason that the engine fails, is because that timing chain snaps. Also, to avoid this issue, make sure that the car has a full service history with regular oil changes. Try and avoid cars that have had the full 20,000 miles between oil changes, because this is actually attributed to why the timing chain fails. And yeah, so if you do that, you may have a decent car. The petrol engines, as far as I know, are fairly bulletproof, with the 130i being the flagship model with 265 even horsepower, which makes it the performance 1 Series. Another issue you should look out for, especially when you're driving the vehicle, is on hard right-hand bends if the traction control light flickers. This is a common issue in these, which is actually caused by the wheel speed sensors and the reluctor rings colliding at the end of the drive shaft. This can cause intermittent fault with your ABS system as well, and the ABS fault light to come up. And it's usually the left rear ABS sensor that goes, so that's worth looking at. It's not too bad if you want to replace it. If you've got a car that's doing it and you actually could use that to get a decent bit of money off the car, then it's worth pursuing, but just to ensure that you've got the budget to then make the repairs. And apart from that, those are really the 2 major issues of these cars. We've got a couple more issues, first of which is actually underneath the car with this exhaust bracket. It's actually broken off, as you can see on my car. I have had it reclamped and sorted, so actually the exhaust is stable again, but this did actually cause quite a rattly exhaust, and sometimes it still rattles when it's warm, which can be quite annoying. But yeah, that bracket there on the bottom of the shock mount is always worth looking at. It's not the shock mount, as it is on the bottom of the subframe or something like that. It's a £30 bracket, despite not being that big, which isn't ideal, but you can drive without it. Also on high mileage cars, make sure the shocks have been done. I've had the shocks done on this, and it was about £380 for 2 new front shocks. It wasn't bad. They need doing between 80 and 100,000 miles. Anything past that without them doing it, you're really on borrowed time. Check, make sure the tyres have got plenty of life in them, or if they haven't, make sure that you allow to budget in for a new set of tyres, as they can be quite expensive on these. 120D and above have the slightly fatter, lower profile rear tyres, which bumps up the cost again. In terms of interior, there's a few items to watch out for. As you can see, quite a bit of wear on the steering wheel and the seat here. For anyone who knows what they're doing, that can be sorted fairly easily. And just, yeah, really making sure that the integrity of the leather or the cloth is okay. On these M Sport models, I think there was an Alcantara option available as well. Ensure that the gearbox shifts nicely. Make sure that the handbrake is nice and firm as well. And yeah, basically guys, just look for a car that's been looked after. If you're going to look at one, it's worth investing in a Carly, or if you know someone who's got a Carly, which is the diagnostics tool that I've made a video on before. It's worth just giving the car a scan to make sure the mileage hasn't been tampered with or anything like that. Another quick issue is sometimes the parking sensors can fail, which obviously leads to bumps and scrapes when people expect them to work and they don't. They end up reversing into something. But apart from that, guys, these cars are fairly proof. They offer a lot of performance and practicality for the money, and are good fun to drive. This M Sport suspension, it handles really well, and they'll do 150 miles an hour, which is always nice as well. So that's it, guys. Thanks for liking. Thanks for looking at the video. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe for more videos on BMWs. As you see, we've got this one here. This one here, we've got access to plenty more of the newer models as well as old models, which I'm planning to make lots and lots of videos on. That's it, guys, so we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.